So what I'm about to say, my wife and my son, because I have said it so many times over the years, they can do dead-on impersonations of me. So, repeat after me. The single thing that has made me more money and saved me more money over the years is simply buying the half point when the line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10. And you saw it again last night with the Rams and the Chiefs. Great game, the type of game that I love. I do not like defensive battles. Pinball on the field, that's what I like. Forget about soccer. It's why soccer will never be a sport that will ever catch on in the United States from a TV ratings perspective or from a fan perspective, because it's in action, but there's not enough scoring. That's what we had last night. That was entertainment. But again, to watch that game and not walk away with a win, that's crazy. But I realize that no matter what I say about buying the half point, half of you on this video report will never be convinced. Absolutely never. It's like trying to turn a lifelong Republican into a Democrat and vice versa. It'll never happen. And I understand. If you're one of those guys out there that on a Saturday or a Sunday you're betting 7, 8, 9 games, well, that's a bad strategy for you because the VIG's going to kill you. But if you're like me, you're betting one game, or even if you're just betting a couple of games, it's the smartest and best investment strategy I can possibly give you. Because turning potential losses into pushes, turning potential pushes into wins, it's the greatest strategy in the world. And what's it costing you? An extra 20 cents sometimes, maybe 25, worst case scenario. And yet if I came to you in the middle of July and said, hey, listen, I like a game at minus $1.10, but this other team with a better pitcher, I think is a dead-on lock, and we're spending $1.25 or $1.30, you'd say, okay, Al, sign me up. You'd have no problem betting the Houston Astros and Justin Verlander at Anaheim at minus $1.30 as opposed to some other guy, right? You know, I mean, and not minus $1.10. You'd have no problem spending that extra 20 cents in that situation. But in a football game, buying that half point, most of you out there would fight me tooth and nail. Again, I'll never convince the doubters, but it's the smartest financial strategy out there. No doubt about it in my mind. Okay, so I completed the Grand Slam for me. I mean, 15-9 best bet winner on the 76ers over Utah on Friday night. I told you there was a game in college football I loved when the lines were announced, and I raised the bar, the 9th ever 20-9 play for me on Nebraska over Michigan State on Saturday. I told you if I won those two plays that there was a game that I absolutely loved, the strongest play I've seen all season in the NFL. I thought that the odds makers and the public was absolutely wrong in both cases when that line was announced, and that was New Orleans, a joke of a line. Opened at 8, 8.5, went down to 7.5 when I got them against Philadelphia. I had the ultra rare 39 play on New Orleans, kicked Philadelphia's ass 48-7. That was a 39 play, and then of course last night I had a top-rated 15-9 winner again on the Rams buying the half point. So that was my Grand Slam, and I'm not stopping there. You know I'm a guy that believes that when you're winning, you press the action. College basketball. I believe in concentrating the most where the odds makers concentrate the least. The marquee games tonight, obviously the semifinals and the Maui Invitational on TV, where you've got Duke taking on Auburn and you've got Arizona taking on Gonzaga. You can have those two games, guys. I think the best game is an obscure game tonight, Colorado at San Diego. It's the half-price play of the day. It's another top-rated 15-9 winner, just as strong as last night's play on the Rams. Number 37 out of 61 as I go for winning day number 82 out of 136. Half-price play of the day using coupon code HALF. What can I tell you? It's original, isn't it? The other big play tonight is Tommy Brunson. Winning day number 23 out of 34 overall. In that stretch, he's made $10 bettors, a little over $8,000. Top-rated 100-dime winner number 11 out of 16. It's Western Michigan and Northern Illinois. It's a Mid-American Conference football game. I don't give a damn about the Mid-American Conference. If I never bet another Mid-American Conference game, it'll be too soon. It matches his 100-dime winner on Virginia covering against Georgia Tech on Saturday. You got that one for over half price off. Same thing goes tonight by using coupon code Tommy. In college basketball tonight, I turn to your college complimentary play. Let's talk about one of those Maui games. I like Gonzaga minus the 10 points over Arizona. The number 3 Bulldogs coming off an 84-78 win over Illinois last night. Now, that's the toughest game they've encountered during their 4-0 start. They're playing without one of their top players, forward Killian Tilly, who's out currently with an ankle injury. But listen, the Zags shot well last night, 52.9%. Problem is, Illinois turned the screws up on them defensively, forced the Zags to commit 22 turnovers in that game. But listen, Arizona is a team that is not a very good team. This is an Arizona team that lost all 5 starters from last year's squad. Yeah, they're 4-0. But they played nobody. They started off by beating Houston Baptist, Cal Poly, and UTEP. 3 little sisters of the poor. Last night they had to rally from a 10-point deficit early in the second half to beat Iowa State 71-66. And the Cyclones aren't that good. You got a Gonzaga team that always plays well in the month of November, 43-3 since the start of the 2011 season straight up. I'm more than willing to lay the points with Gonzaga minus the 10 in this one. So Gonzaga is going to be your complimentary play. In the other Maui Invitational contest, you've got Duke minus the 10.5 over Auburn. Listen, I handicapped that game. You know, Duke is a team that last night played San Diego State. The Aztecs are a team that like to slow down the pace of the game. They clogged up the middle, didn't allow Duke's big men, the talented freshman group they have, to get the ball inside. So Duke had to go outside. Well, no problem. Duke, unlike past years, good outside shooting team so far. Hit 10 of 25 three-pointers. Well, you know, Auburn is a team that loves to shoot the three-pointers. They're also 4-0. Auburn last night had a much better battle on their hands. They needed overtime before putting away Xavier 88-79. Now, it worries me there because the Tigers, a veteran team, took on a Musketeers team that lost their 3 best players from last year's veteran team. Auburn, though, likes to push the pace. They like to shoot a lot of three-pointers as well. Hit 11 of 35 triples last night. Their defense, very aggressive. They forced 22 turnovers last night. They had a 10 steals. Veteran backcourt with Bryce Brown, who had a season-high 26 points last night. He averages almost 17 points a game. The other guard for them, Jared Harper, had 25 last night. He averages 17 points a game. I think Xavier has played a tougher schedule, perhaps, or... Auburn has played a tougher schedule, actually, when I think about it, because Auburn did play Washington at home, beat them by 22. This Auburn defense has forced 80 turnovers in the first 4 games. So I think it's an interesting matchup, and I think it's a big number. Part of me at times, I think, lay the points with Duke, but 10.5, man, that's a tough number. And Auburn, Bruce Pearl's team is going to be so psyched for this game, and I think the veteran experience is going to pay off. I've gone back and forth, and that's why I can't really venture a complimentary play on it. But I had analyzed the game. I've thought about it. There's parts of me that want to tell you that I think that Duke's freshman class is that good, and their size is better than Auburn. That's the one area that Auburn lacks, size. And yet Auburn has that experience, especially in the backcourt. And I think that they're a better defensive team, and I'm very interested to see how Duke will respond when Auburn, puts that full court press on, and especially with that trapping defense that Bruce Pearl is going to unleash on the Duke ball handlers tonight. It's going to be an interesting game. So anyway, Gonzaga is your complimentary play. That'll do it. Wish you well and talk to you again.